tell us about the goal scorer, Darwin. How pleased are you for him? How much does he deserve moments like this?
Well, you have to earn these things, and I think obviously as a striker you get judged on goals, and especially at a club like Liverpool, and obviously today he put his mark on the game with the 2 goals, and very important. So that's what we need. We need everyone at their best, contributing to good success, and today it was his day.
You say
I have to ask you about Darwin, of course, because he doesn't start today, but when he comes on, do you feel as though he added more of a focal point to your team than had gone before in the previous 70-odd minutes?
I think he's always been he's always having a lot of impact when he comes in, because he brings a lot of energy and power. And most of our games, not all of them, but most of them, or especially last half hour, we completely dominate in and around the 18-yard box, and that's where he's at his best, when we can bring the balls in. And the first hour of a game is mostly a bit more open, but the last hour, most of our games, we totally dominate the game. And then to have someone like Darwin who can score a goal is nice to have on the bench.
Darwin Núñez is a very unique player. How is it to manage a player that can produce moments like this but doesn't deliver them consistently? What is important when you're managing a player like this?
I think there are hardly any players in the world that can perform every single second of the game on the same level. But I'm fortunate enough to have many players that can perform at a high level on a regular basis. And Darwin showed today again how important he was when he came off the bench.
And this is the goal. Get a bit of luck there, deservedly so, when you're constantly in the opposition box. And that could do Darwin Núñez the world of good moving forward as the season progresses, because we're going to need everyone. They weren't happy with the one. You'd think they might drop off and protect. No, not this Liverpool side. Here's the 4 subs. Chiesa came off the bench as well, which is good to see. Harvey Elliott makes the right choice. And because his confidence up, he smashes in the second. And I think it's great to see his teammates celebrating with him. When you're going through a bad spell, not that you went through one as a striker, Gary, but, you know. I think it's great that the lads come up to him, give him a hug and make him feel part of it.
So the headlines in the end will go to Darwin Núñez. He came off the bench in the 65th minute. In the 91st, with their 36th shot of the game, it eventually told the pressure then, Alan.
Yeah, Trent was brilliant. I mean, the way his first cross is blocked, but the way he reacts and picks Núñez out is just class. It really is, to have that vision and that ability to find him so soon after not getting the first cross to where he wanted it to go, and the reaction is superb, and it's a magnificent finish. As we said, he missed the header maybe 5 or 10 minutes before that, but he was no way he was missing that one. Exactly what Liverpool needed. And that's a really clever finish. He's full of confidence now with the first one. Head down, hit as hard as you can, and keeper's got no chance. Game over, 3 points.
Yeah. It's always eventful, though, isn't it, when Darwin Núñez is involved? Now, you may have noted he got a yellow carded, actually, after his first goal. He took his shirt off as part of that celebration. And knowing that, we see this... Yeah. Where he catches Nathan Collins a little late. Is he a bit lucky not to have got a second yellow?
Well, of course he is. You know, it's 93, 94 minutes. He's scored 2. He's got a yellow card. Why? I mean, why is he even thinking about diving into that challenge? But this is the package that is Darwin Núñez. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever way you take it, he does mad things like that. You knew when he come on today after 65 minutes, he would get a yellow card today. Yeah. It's just part of his nature. He can't stop diving into challenges. He can't stop looking at players and wanting to be physical, like when he came on against Manchester United. Yeah. That's just... You have to take it or leave it with him. He misses chances, he scores chances, he gets yellow cards, he batters people. It's just the way he is. He's a full-blooded South American who's still... You can't say he's still learning, because he's been at Liverpool now on 3 years, but he has to temper that anger in the right way.
Was he fortunate, Alan?
Yeah, I think he was fortunate, yeah. I mean, there was so many challenges I've seen like that being given a yellow card. So with him on 1 yellow card already, he was slightly fortunate, absolutely, yeah.
Whatever we say about Darwin Núñez, we could see he can be a bit hit and miss. Today he was hit. And so you have to take that, you know, to be able to bring somebody on at that late stage and who has an impact like he does is what champions do. You know, you look back at the games, they'll probably look back at a game like this come the end of the season if they do get it done, and they'll say, yeah, we could say whatever you want about how many chances he misses, but in this particular instance, he came on and won a game for us that kind of like helped us, handed it to us almost. So that's what you get. You know, yes, he costs 85 million. Yes, he's, like I mentioned, he's hit and miss. But in this instant, you got a striker that you could take off the bench that can score and do that for you. It's worth his weight in gold, isn't he? He's worth his weight in gold.
He gives you something different, right? Then he's the cult hero, isn't he, with the fans for being bang average at the moment. But, you know, scoring big goals like that is not going to harm him.
No.
You know, Alexander-Arnold was magnificent today as well. I mean, like say that cross, but that, I mean, the game's done now. I mean, it's right towards the end of the game, but Harvey Elliott picks his head up, was at the right time, fantastic touch, and smashes it past the goalkeeper. Gives him absolutely no chance, but he gives you something different. He's not silky. He's in his play. He's not as fluid as the front players. Sometimes they're playing with no 9. You've got the Mo Salahs drifting off there. They've got Gakpo who threatens to go off the left-hand side. But this boy, they just stick him up there and they just say, go and cause havoc, do what you can do, and that's what he does.
And he does it. He won't want this tag, but he does it effectively off the bench. I mean, John Duran, we've talked that at length all season. He's only one behind him as a substitute.
There's a different pressure. You know, obviously when he starts games, we've seen how busy he can be, the channels, works hard. He never gives anybody a moment's peace. But I think it might suit someone like him in the way his personality is and the way he finishes so intermittently. You know what I mean? He's so, hit and miss. To come off the bench, you're not under any pressure. You know, if you do get the chance and you take it, you're a hero. If you don't, they say, oh, maybe you should have started. But that might suit him. That might suit his personality better, you know, to come off the bench and make that impact, because both of those goals, good movement, got himself right in the middle of the goal for the first one, which Trent found him, like you mentioned, Tim, was brilliant, the way he found him. But the second one, when we're talking about, but he doesn't make the right decision when he's got time to think, that ball came across, took it with the outside of the foot and smashed it in. The touch could have easily have gone wrong because he had a lot of people around him. In that moment, he felt very confident. He'd done it very, very well.
It's just the difference. Liverpool have always had that man who comes off the bench, haven't they?
Since David Fairclough, all those years
ago. Always had that man. So he seems to be that boy. You don't want to be tagged with that. But certainly you want to be in a team what looks like they're going to lift trophies. And for me, they're the favourites to do it. They're in the driving seat without a shadow of a doubt because the strength of the squad. The squad
and in
is
particular
so
the attacking options, because obviously Diaz, Gakpo and Salah at the moment are the first choice front three, and then you've got Jota, and then you've got Núñez, who've both come off the bench this week and scored crucial goals.
Exactly, like you mentioned with Jota, who he's probably their best finisher.
Yeah,
you know, he's been unfortunate with injuries, and then you've got if you got a call on one of them two, I believe that one of them's going to come up trumps you at any stage. If you've got them both, even better. But if you could call on one of them, you know that if we're struggling in a game, one of them will come on and they will do something.
Jota was on that list. He's got 6 off the bench as well. Yeah, I mean, just doing the job. But they know in-house competition is massive, right here to tell you. When you're playing, if you're the only one and you become comfortable and you're not getting pushed. In training every single day, they're all fighting. Everyone wants to play in the big games to lift the trophies at the end and get in the shot, get with the shirt on, with the mud on your shirt, actually take part in the game. That is what they're going to get now, and they fight for each other's positions, and it's healthy.
I think he's having He's having a good season. He scores goals. He works very hard for the team. He assists, but he's in competition with a lot of good players. So that's why he's not every single game on the pitch. But I'm very happy with him. Not only because he scored today 2 goals. That of course helps. But I'm very happy with the other performances he put in for us as well. He can, of course, score his goals against the low block because he's a striker and he's a threat in crosses as well. Immediately after he came on, he had quite a good chance when Robbo crossed it in. But